noise for Patrick Shaughnessy, everybody. Let's hear it, let's hear it, let's hear it!
So I've been studying teens a lot recently. Not like that, don't let the mustache fool you. But I've been studying teens because I used to think that teenagers were the scariest thing in the world. Like if you would ask me, would I rather go into a lion cage wearing a pork chop necklace or go to a King Soopers down the road from a high school at about 3:30 when class is out? 10 out of 10 times I was going with the lion cage and the pork chop necklace for a couple of reasons. Like I said, A, teenagers, scary as shit. B, not allowed within 100 yards of a high school anymore. The law made the choice for me. I would like to make sure, though, that everyone in here knows that last statement is a joke. I'm just kidding. This is a comedy show. I'm not a pervert. But now that we are talking about perverts, I am a little bit curious to know who came up with the school zone speed limit, 20 miles an hour? Like, I don't know because, again, not a pervert, but 20 miles an hour seems suspicious. Like, 20 miles an hour seems like the perfect speed to check out children. I'm just saying. If you'll catch, though, what I said at the beginning, I said that I used to think that teenagers were the scariest thing in the world. I now think that teenagers are big pussies. You see, teenagers have something these days called test strips. And what they're doing is they're testing their drugs before they take them to find out if they're legit. When I was a teenager, test strips were named Daniel. And that was our least favorite friend. We would just give him the drugs and wait about 30 minutes before we would take them. I'm sure he's doing fine now. I want to tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Patrick Shaughnessy, and I have never shot a gun before. But I have, thank you, but I have been hunting a couple of times. And don't quote me on it, but I'm starting to think that my lack of firearm knowledge really affected my weapon choice. Like, I don't think a Subaru Outback was the best choice to take out those deer. Either time. Like, I'm not saying that I'm a bad driver, but my insurance is. I'm really glad that 2022 is over. 2022 was probably the worst year of my life. If you guys remember 2022, the Olympics was on. And if you don't remember the Olympics, the media just kept cutting and cutting and cutting to showing us images of the Great Wall of China. At a certain point, enough! Quit showing us other people's walls if we can't even build our own. It's okay, I can say that, I'm Mexican. And I am all for building the wall. Not to keep all Mexicans out, just my family. Or at least slow them down significantly. I cannot have another cousin named Raul at my birthday party this year. I can't do it. 2022, though. It's 2023 now, and so people get really sensitive. So I wanted to make sure that I was okay to say that last joke. I didn't want to hurt any feelings, so I recently took a DNA test. Turns out I am 100% that bitch. What I mean by that is I am 1/3 Mexican, so I can now make jokes about Mexicans. I also learned that I can make jokes about mailmen, as I am 1/3 my family's mailman. So, big shout out to USPS for fucking up my family, and bigger shout out to 23andMe for letting me find out. 2022, though, wasn't all bad for me. I got engaged. Thank you. I got engaged to a nice white girl from Iowa. And from spending so much time with a white girl, the one thing that I've learned about whites is white people are crazy. Actually, though, I do love living with my fiance, the white girl, because I feel like my property is always safe. Like, I know that if my house is ever getting broken into and I have to call the cops, they're gonna be there in an instant. I also know that I have to be gone before the cops get there. Otherwise, you'll see my face on a t-shirt next time. Yikes. That wasn't good. But yeah, I do love living with her. This is unrelated to my fiance, but girls are always saying that guys need to stop watching so much porn. And I'm starting to think that it's because girls are getting worried that guys are just getting ideas about what they want to try later that night. And so for the same reason, guys, I think we got to band together and stop girls from watching murder documentaries. For real. I hate murder documentaries, but they're always on in my house. And the one thing that I've learned from watching murder documentaries is if my fiance ever goes missing, I'm the #1 suspect. The other thing I've learned from watching murder documentaries is restraining orders are bullshit. If you are scared enough of someone that you need to get the law involved, what you need is a gun, not a piece of paper. Like, I've never got to the end of one of these murder documentaries and saw the detective standing over the body going, well, we have no idea what happened. They had the paper and everything. So restraining orders don't work, is what I'm trying to say. I was pulling into Park here. Are you guys familiar with the road college out here? I was pulling into Park, and the only place to park was in front of the adult bookstore. And I don't know if you guys know what they sell, but like lingerie, dirty DVDs, double-ended swords, shit like that. And as I was pulling into Park, there was a gentleman walking out with a very large shopping bag. Very large. And he starts staring at me. Now, I start staring at him because he's staring at me. I'm wondering, why is he staring at me? He's the one that just walked out of that store. So I do some man math in my head, and I think, fuck it, I gotta fight this dude. So I throw my door open. I'm getting ready to hop out and fight this dude. And I stop. I have a moment of clarity, and I think to myself, I am not ready for this fight. I am not mentally prepared to get smacked by whatever he has in that shopping bag. Last thing I'm going to tell you before I get out of here is I recently lost 70 pounds. And thank you. And I learned that I'm still a fat kid at heart. And I learned that in a really tough way. I was pulling up to a stop sign, and the car in front of me had a big sticker on the back that said, fuck poutine. And I got unreasonably mad. I went on a 5-minute rant to my fiance, fuck poutine, no, fuck this dude. Clearly this dude has never had poutine. If he would have had poutine, he wouldn't say these things about poutine. After about 5 minutes, my fiance stopped me, looked me dead in the eye, and said, Jesus, you're an idiot. That sticker said, fuck Putin. So I learned that I'm a fat kid at heart, and the final third of me must be Canadian. Guys, my name is Patrick S. You guys have been awesome. Give it up for your host.